I am young and African.
I'm young and African.
I am young and African.
I'm young and African.
I am young and African.
Yenna, young and African. We're back again. I'm Shaukat Kofa.
Mbote Batunangai, how y'all doing today? My name is Matthew Sokola.
And you guys are watching Young and African, where we're here highlighting African excellence here in the community in Philadelphia, and soon we hope to take it across the nation. Tonight we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Abe Ibrahim.
What's going on, Young and African?
All right.
Pleasure to be here.
And so we're going to get right into it. Abe, won't you tell the viewers, who you are, where in Africa you're from, and just go ahead.
Abe Ibrahim, originally from Morocco, Casablanca. What's up? I was born here in the U.S. I left the U.S. when I was about 6-7 years old to go back to Casablanca. Lived there for about 10 years or so, about 10-11 years, and came back for college. And that's my background. I've been here in the States for the past 10 years, I want to say, since 07 or 06. And I've been living here, been working here, studied here, and pleasure to be here with you guys. So
Thank you.
yeah, definitely.
And so you said you were born here, but then you moved back to Morocco, where you stayed with your family. So that transition back here, because those years that you're in Morocco are crucial years. So any developing, any development that happens in a person's life. So what was it like when you came back here to the United States?
It was a challenge. It was definitely a challenge because I already spoke fluent English. I was 6-7 years old, so I already spoke good English. And then going back to Morocco, where the dominant language is Arabic and French, so not only a culture shock, not necessarily a religious shock because we're all practicing Muslims, but it was a culture shock and also a language barrier because most of the subject that I studied in high school and also in junior high were all based on Arabic and French lectures. So I had to first learn the language, which pretty much meant to go to same grade as everyone else, and also at night learn the language so this way I understand the actual course during the day. So it was a rough 3 to 4 years, I want to say, all the way until I got acclimated with Arabic and French, and then high school was much of a cruise because at that point I was really into the Moroccan culture because for all I know I was Moroccan, and it was already in my DNA at that point. So the last 3 years prior to graduating high school was great. But other than that, it was really good experience. I don't think I would have turned out the way I am right now had I stayed here the entire time of my adolescence. So I think that the 10 years or 8 years in Morocco was really helpful to make me who I am right now. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Abe, thank you for that first answer. So my following question for you is: so after you came back to the United States, you attended Temple University, correct? Okay, you graduated from Temple. So what do you do now? Like, what's your occupation? What do you do?
So currently I'm an assistant vice president at Citizens Bank, business banking. I graduated with my finance degree at Temple, and what I do essentially is help small to medium businesses achieve their long-term financial goals. So whether it's purchasing their own property, purchasing equipment, so they call it CNI, so commercial and industrial, anything that has to do with manufacturing, anything that has to do with restaurant business, doctors, lawyers, any service industries that are on a growing stage of their cycle. They need some kind of a capital partner or banking partner from one way or another, and that's essentially what I do. So I provide them with financing, cash management solutions, and also any kind of banking need that they may have. So
Awesome.
Thank
So quick financial tip for you guys. Hope you had your pen and your notepad ready, because that's very invaluable information that Abe was kind enough to provide for us. So just real quick, Abe, why don't you tell our viewers if you have some advice as far as how you became successful, anything that you would warn them of, and just speak to our viewers, please, so they can see how they could possibly one day get in your position.
One thing I always tell, I mentor some people. One of them actually got an internship at KPMG, but I mentor some graduating seniors and sophomores from Temple University. And one thing I say is just don't ever be the victim. Don't let your circumstances or how you grew up determine exactly who you are in your future. Just don't be the victim. Always find ways to make it happen. Don't depend on people for your success, and don't blame other people but yourself for your failures. Let that be your motivation to actually become successful. So,
Wow.
that's
Couldn't have said it any better myself. Mathos, you have anything?
Abe, thank you. I mean, that definitely helped myself, with a lot of questions that I may have had in regards to, furthering my success in what I'm doing, just moving forward. Because I don't want to be stagnant.
Right.
I don't want to be complacent with where I am. So it definitely was very valuable information for me to further my success from where I am.
Awesome. Glad to help.
Absolutely. And I think anything that I say would just be reiteration of what he said. So again, Abe, thank you.
Thank you.
Our young and African viewers, thank you for tuning in for today's episode, today's interviewee, Abe Ibrahim.
Yep.
We'll leave all of his contact information below in the description. So feel free to contact him if you have any questions. Again, follow us on Instagram, Young African #1, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is my name, Shaukat Kofa. Thank you again for joining us, and we hope to see you again next week. Young and African. Yenna, yenna, yenna.
I am young and African.
I'm young and African.
I am young and African.
I'm young and African.
I am young and African.